So a second method for solving quadratics is that if we're given something where we don't have a linear term, so we have something that basically looks like x squared is equal to b or something like that. Well, in this case, the square root property tells us that we can find the solutions by really just taking the square root of both sides. And so we'll have two answers, one of those answers just being the positive square root, and another answer as being negative the square root. So this will be the case when we have something that's just a squared term and no linear term. So when we say no linear term, we mean something where I only have x to the second power. Only have x to the second power. So if I've got something that looks like, so examples of things to look for this, if I've got something like 3x squared to 3x squared is equal to 12. So I can divide both sides by 3, and so I have x squared is equal to 4. I've got my x squared isolated, no other term. Another example is if I see something like x minus 2 squared is equal to 5. Again, I have only a quantity that's to the second power. I don't have anything else, and so because I only have that quantity squared, so that's the thing that I'm looking for there. I've only got a quantity squared and I don't have anything else, then I can take the square root of both sides, so that I would have x minus 2 is equal to the positive square root of 5 and x minus 2 equal to negative the square root of 5. So let's work an example to kind of see where that starts coming into play. So here they're giving us an example where we've got 4x squared is equal to 8. I only have an x squared term. I don't have just any just plain x. So I've got x to the squared, so I can use my square root property. So how that would work, I isolate my square. So if I've got 4x squared is equal to 8, I'm going to divide both sides by 4. 8 divided by 4. So my 4's cancel over on the left, and I get something like x squared is equal to 2. So now what your square root property is actually telling you is I'm going to have two possible solutions, one of them where I have the positive square root of 2, and the other one where I have a negative square root of 2. And so for my answers, that's what I have. I just have x is equal to either the square root of 2 or negative the square root of 2 as my final answer.